You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in.
All right, man. Salute everybody tapped on in, man. Appreciate all of you guys who support the channel, man. If you guys haven't, make sure y'all follow me on Kick. Links are all in the description box and pinned in the comment section. It'll be below. You can follow me on X and Facebook, everywhere, TikTok, everywhere. Y'all can follow me, see what I be up to, man. See what we got going on, man. Salute to everybody who supports and donates to the streams. We got Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Salute to all of y'all for that. Also, I want to shout out a couple people who sent donations as well. Trinity, salute to you. I appreciate you. You sent a donation to the Venmo today. Much love to you, my sister. Also, Scarlett Johnson, salute to you, ma'am. You sent a donation to the Venmo as well. I appreciate that. Much love. Brianna sent a donation to the Cash App. She sent a $50 donation to the Cash App. Appreciate that. And Antoinette sent a donation. Antoinette Carmichael sent a donation to the Cash App as well. Salute to you, ma'am. I appreciate you for that donation. And you said love the channel. Look, let's get right into this video, man. Diddy. Shout out to my boy Diddy Doctor. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him on X as well. All the great info, everything, paperwork, everything you need. He got it. He doing a great job. And salute to him, man, with all the info and things he do. But let's get right to it. We're gonna check it out right here. As Diddy has a serious situation going on right now, you guys, and it has gotten even more serious as the time continues to go by. Now, basically, what's going on is this. As you guys can see on your screen, Diddy has. First of all, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the situation that happened with Deontay Nash, and that was the stylist, the flamboyant gay stylist. That was Cassie Stylist that testified at Diddy's trial, right? That was him, Deontay Nash. Now he had made a lot of allegations against Diddy. Deontay Nash's allegations stacked up to the wall against Diddy. He basically came into court, if you guys remember, during Diddy's trial, and people were saying that he was probably one of the more believable people that was a part of that trial. You know what I'm saying? They were saying he was probably more one of the believable people that were part of that trial, as people were saying. And he ended up taking action against Diddy, right? So basically his allegations against Diddy was this, right? So just to fill you in on who he is, for you guys who don't know, y'all smash the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, y'all come on in. Shout out to my boy James. I'm gonna bring him up in just a second after I fill y'all in on what's going on. So listen. So basically, this guy was a close friend to Cassie. He was a stylist, right? He basically accused Diddy of sexual battery and assault. Basically, he said multiple incidents of unwanted sexual contact, including pinching nipples, groping his ass, grinding on his nuts, forcing his hands on the Diddy's beefcake, on his sausage, and exposing himself. Now, he alleged that these occurred repeatedly for more than a decade. Also, physical violence. Now, he including an incident that happened around 2013, 2014, where he alleged that Diddy threw him onto a car and choked him after learning that him and Cassie had dinner without his permission. Now, also, he accused Diddy of human trafficking, false imprisonment, stalking, international neglect, infliction of emotional distress, gender and sexual orientation violence, negligence, and creating a hostile work environment that forced his resignation in 2018. Now, Diddy allegedly continued the threats after that. Now, he also claimed that Diddy was obsessed with his sexuality, used degraded comments to control and demean him, I should say, made unreasonable demands, forced loyalty tests to him, and threatened harm or death to him. In one incident, it allegedly involved Diddy and the security chasing Deontay Nash on the freeway in a high-speed chase. Now, basically, he described the experience as turning his dream job into a nightmare, and said in interviews like he did on CBS, he feared for his life and is seeking justice and closure. You understand what I'm saying? As well as that cheese from Diddy for what he alleged that Diddy did to him. Now, as you guys can see on your screen right now, there was a motion, and there was a motion that was put in this case to dismiss corporate defendants, right? And so now the paperwork has come out, and that motion to dismiss Sean Combs' corporate defendants has been denied by Diddy. Now the judge says that Deontay Nash, the accuser, he has sufficiently pled human trafficking, equitable estoppel, vicarious liability, and alter ego liability. So the judge is saying, no, we're not canceling this. You guys see right here, there's a paperwork right here on your screen. The judge says, before this court are two motions to dismiss. The first was filed by defendants CE OPCO LLC, 207 Anderson LLC, Bad Boy Entertainment LLC, Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings LLC, Inc., and Janice Combs Publishing LLC, collectively the corporate defendants. In the document number 25, the second was filed by defendant Combs, document number 28. For the reasons below, the motions that Diddy put are denied. So Diddy's motions have been denied. Now let's get into this. So basically, here's the discussion and where it says right here, right? So it says the defendants, as you guys can see right there on your screen, the defendants moved to dismiss the case under Rule 12b-6 on three primary grounds. First of all, defendants Combs and the corporate defendants argue that the statute of limitations has expired and therefore dismissal is warranted. But for all, but one of Nash's claims, right? Let me repeat that again. It says defendants move, that's Diddy and them, to dismiss the case under Rule 12b-6 on three primary grounds. First, all defendants, Combs and the corporate defendants, argue that the statute of limitations expired and therefore dismissal is warranted for all but one of Deontay Nash's claims. See Combs MTD at 3 through 9, Corp MTD at 3 through 10. Second, the corporate defendants argue that they should be dismissed from the complaint because they are not vicariously liable. The complaint engages in impermissible group pleading, and Anderson is an improper defendant as it is dissolved limited liability corporation. See corporate MTD at 10 through 13. Third, all defendants argue that the complaint fails to state a claim against any defendant for constructive discharge. See ID at 13 through 15, Combs MTD at 10. For the reasons below, the court concludes as follows. First, dismissal is not warranted based on the statute of limitations because the claims with expired statutes of limitations are revivable at this stage under the doctrine of equitable estoppel. Second, dismissal of these claims against the corporate defendants is not warranted because the complaint sufficiently states vicarious liability, does not engage in impermissible group pleading, and Nash may be able to seek recovery from Anderson. And third, the complaint sufficiently states a claim against the defendants for constructive discharge. In sum, both motions by Diddy are denied. Now, that's one thing. That's one thing. But here is the grand slammer, thank you, ma'am, of them all right here, you guys. And this one is crazy. Now, read this one. Now, you guys remember Jonathan Hay, right? Y'all remember Jonathan Hay? Jonathan Hay was Rihanna's former publicist, right? Right? Now, he had allegations against Diddy and CJ Wallace, Biggie's son, CJ Wallace, right? So basically, Jonathan Hay, a bombshell dropped today. And this is crazy. So Jonathan Hay, who was a music producer, a publicist, and celebrity stylist, right? He worked for plenty of people in the game, right? Big time, right? So he's well known. He basically alleged that during a photo shoot in 2020, in a warehouse session involving Biggie's clothes, he's the guy that said that, basically Diddy yanked his turkey, or his chicken, I should say, while watching a flick, right? Squeezed on one of Biggie's t-shirts and threw it at him and said something like, "Rest in peace, Big." And then he also asked Mr. Hay to finish him off. But Hay claims that he was in shock and did not consent. Second incident, he said while working on the Biggie remix project, he says that CJ Wallace, Biggie's son, and others, including a man by the name of Willie Mack, and possibly another brother that was there, lured him to a location, reportedly at Wallace's house or a related spot in LA. There he claims he was masked, held down by multiple men in what he described as an 8-on-1 situation, after which Diddy allegedly forced him to slob on his knob and basically shoved his nuts in his mouth. Now, he says that left him traumatized, and basically he wanted to take his life after that. He says that CJ Wallace, Biggie's son, and others conspired with Diddy, or assisted him, basically, knew about the behavior, and that the project fallout, right, after he reported the first incident, contributed to further issues down the road. Now, he has accused CJ Wallace of sexual involvement with Diddy and attending free calls. Now, CJ Wallace responded and went at the claims, filed a lawsuit against the guy, a defamation lawsuit, and now he won a default judgment because apparently Jonathan Hay didn't respond to the retaliatory lawsuit. But here we are today to get y'all caught up. So in the matter of CJ Wallace, son of Biggie, versus Jonathan Hay has filed a motion to set aside the default judgment and says that CJ Wallace, the son of Biggie Smalls, complaint is a retaliatory finding. Now, peep this next line I'm finna read to y'all. He says it's a retaliatory filing intended. And he said that CJ Wallace did this, filed this lawsuit against him in retaliation to him basically telling on them and going to the cops and everything and filing his lawsuit to interfere with a criminal referral that's currently under district attorney review, and that he was not properly served. He just told y'all this is the case in LA. That Diddy case with Biggie's son, CJ Wallace, he spilled the beans. That case has currently been sent to the district attorney and it's under review. This is diabolical. Now let's look it up. It's right here on your screen, as you guys can see. It's right here on your screen. Now let's read the paperwork. This is crazy. So as y'all see right here on the screen, it says statement of good cause. Well, first of all, it says defendant Jonathan Hay's motion to set aside the clerk's default. Now it says statement of good clause. Number one, statement of good clause. Lack of proper service. He says I was never served with the process in accordance with Federal R Civil P4. The plaintiff's reliance on substitute service via the Florida Secretary of State was improper and fails to meet the constitutional requirements of due process, as plaintiff did not satisfy the rigorous prerequisite of diligence inquiry into my actual location. I have had no prior personal involvement in this litigation. Excusable neglect, the second paragraph. He said, my failure to respond was not willful. I have been occupied with active, advancing civil litigation pending in the Superior Court of the State of California, County of Los Angeles, as well as the preparation and submission of formal criminal evidence regarding the plaintiff to the investigating detective who has filed the matter with the district attorney's office. Lord Jesus have mercy. He sent evidence. He sent evidence to the cops. Jonathan Hay sent evidence. It's what he is claiming right here. And remember, that was all over the news. that he filed a police report and that they were investigating. That case apparently has been now sent to the DA. This shit is crazy. It's right here in the file. And look at it. See, all you gotta do is read the detail. It's right there. Read the second paragraph right there, y'all. So it says, again, excusable neglect. He says, my failure to respond, this is the second paragraph, was not willful, he said. It was not willful. He says, I have been occupied. Now read this again, y'all. He said, I have been occupied. Boy, he said, I've been occupied with, now read that right there, active advancing civil litigation pending in the Superior Court of the State of California, County of Los Angeles, as well as the preparation and submission of formal criminal evidence regarding the plaintiff to the investigating detective who has filed the matter with the district attorney's office. That's crazy. I didn't even know this case had been filed. I didn't even know the detective had sent this shit to the DA. They're trying to get Diddy on more criminal charges along with CJ Wallace. The evidence he sent to the detective, the detective, this is why you got to read paperwork. It's very important to read paperwork. The paperwork ain't going to mislead you. You got to read the paperwork. The devil is always in the details. He sent the evidence to the detective, the investigating detective, who has now filed the matter with the district attorney's office, right? He goes on to say, this ongoing coordination, third paragraph, y'all, concerning the same allegations central to the civil dispute and assisted by inquiries from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, the Los Angeles Police Department, and law enforcement authorities in Largo, Florida, has demanded a significant allocation of my resources and attention. This civil action is a retaliatory filing by the plaintiff, and my preoccupation with these serious law enforcement matters and concurrent legal obligations constitutes good cause to set aside the default. Meritorious defense. He says, I have meritorious defense as evidenced by my attached proposed answer. The claims in the complaint are factually inaccurate and are subject to the aforementioned law enforcement referral currently under district attorney review. No prejudice. Vacating the default will cause no prejudice to the plaintiff, as this case is in its initial stages. Oh, shit. Hold on, y'all. It goes on. This is crazy work. Admissions and denials, right? Jonathan Hay, appearing pro se, hereby answer the complaint as follows. Admissions and denials. I deny the allegations of defamation and wrongful conduct in the complaint. I deny I will serve with process in accordance with Federal R Civil P4. Affirmative defenses and proper service. Plaintiff failed to comply with the requirements of Federal R Civil P4 and Florida Statute 48-161. First Amendment protection. My statements and actions were protected activities under the First Amendment, including the right to report crimes and participate in law enforcement investigations involving the LAPD and the LASD, or the Sheriff's Department, and the Largo Police Department. Failure to state a claim. The complaint fails to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. Number 4, retaliation, abuse of process. This action he claims that Biggie's son has taken against him is a retaliatory filing intended to interfere with the criminal referral that's currently in the hands of the DA. This is crazy work. He goes on and says, local rule certification. I confer in good faith with the plaintiff counsel, Jeremiah Reynolds and Ronnie Bittman, regarding the relief sought herein. Counsel for the plaintiff indicated that they oppose the request to vacate the default. Conclusion, I respectfully request that this court vacate the entry of default and allow me to file the attached answer. And then he says, I certify that on this 26th day of May 2026, a true and correct copy of the foregoing document was served via email upon counsel for the plaintiff Jeremiah Reynolds and Ronnie Bittman at their email addresses of record. Man, this is crazy. Crazy, bro. So Diddy and CJ Wallace, because they're both in the same case. This man said he filed his evidence with the detective, and the detective now sent that shit. He said detective sent it right to the district attorney now, and it's under review with the district attorney. You know what happens next? Let me tell you what happens next, and I'm gonna ask James his thoughts on this. So basically, hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. I just got an important message. Okay. So basically, this is what happens. All right, let me give y'all a rundown, right? So after the evidence is sent to the district attorney, right? Man, oh man, oh man. The DA's office, they basically received the police report. They look at the evidence that he has presented, witness statements, and any victim complaint materials. An assistant prosecutor then reviews everything to determine if there's enough evidence or probable cause to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt at trial. And if they believe that the evidence supports the charges, they then file a formal charging document called an information in many states or an indictment via the grand jury and others or federal cases. So, man, oh man, oh man. And if charges are filed and the person is not already in custody, an arrest warrant or summons is issued, then there's an arraignment, there's discovery, motions, possible plea negotiations, preliminary hearing, or sent right to a grand jury. And then there's a trial if there's no plea deal. This is some crazy stuff, man. This boy have sent this thing. They got this thing in it. James, what's up, man?
Salute, brother. What's that with it?
Man, they got this thing. This man said they sent this thing to they got the DA looking, the district attorney is looking at this case now, man. Where this dude said that Diddy, made him do something he ain't wanted to do, man. Man, listen, man. What's your thoughts on the whole situation, bro? With just everything that we seen with Diddy, man, from the whole Cassie situation to damn near, I guess damn near 100 lawsuits he got against him, man. What you think? Because I don't think everybody's telling the truth. But the point is that the people who is telling a lie, to me, they should be prosecuted. They should be put in prison because you shouldn't lie on nobody, period. But the people who telling the truth, bro, man.
His jacket is his jacket. Salute top and bottom. But his jacket is his jacket, right? So like I was saying earlier, you could get away with a lot of stuff. But when it come down on you, you basically opening the levees for the water like Katrina to rise up on you. And it's so much allegations, you just can't not accept all of them for what it like and just, oh, hold up, did he do it? Did he not do it? What his actions are, what his behaviors are. And his behaviors and his actions from all the viral videos that he been making, he a savage. He could do this, get away with it because he got the money. He was well protected. What I want to tell people, somebody had to be the downfall. You thought it was going to be one of them. So eventually it was going to be one of us. Let's get that part straight. And he had to know that too. So how far you think they was going to let you go with all this? Especially if you going to keep getting away with it and keep doing it and not thinking no harm going to come to you behind doing that type of things to these people. You go all the way back to like what people starting to say now, like people starting to expose a lot of stuff because they was being paid off or they was being silenced the wrong way. I ain't taking no pay cut. If right is right, wrong is wrong. Because at the end of the day, when the levee's open, like I say, you going to get pulled off in that. That water going to drag you off in that swine with them. So you was approving of it all that time because you was getting paid. You was turning a naked eye. And all of a sudden it came down on him, whether he keep aside it or not, you getting brought up in these indictments. So you can't keep pleading the fifth on everything that's coming out. You gonna have to say something to clear your name eventually, right? So the situation that I'm looking at with Diddy, bro, I'm not gonna lie. He should have been nipped that in the bud. He should have. Once you reached a certain status, you got to be able to change and be willing to change. That's something he wasn't willing to do and wasn't able to do, and he got caught up in it, and now he got to pay for it, regardless who coming out saying the truth, regardless who coming out lying about it. But there's a lot of truth behind some of this stuff, as you can see, because people feel like he not a threat no more. He can't harm them. He who has the bag can always put stuff out here in front of him and have crash dummies, what they so call them in this area, but we call them slowskis in my area. I ain't about to be a crash dummy for nobody. And I'm glad Gene Deal speaking out on a lot of this stuff that people ain't take heed to. So this is something he got to deal with. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's bad. It don't look good on our culture because we the only ones get exposed for doing stuff like that. That's why I'm glad you started covering this type of stuff and bringing awareness. It ain't just about our people. It's about the whole world that's doing evil. You know what I mean? And once you cross over to that lane and try to use the money to protect, it ain't that. Nah, man, money can't save you every time, bro. How much money do you really need? And all these people coming out with these allegations, like you say, some of them could be falsified. But if you look at it and the way you've been breaking it down since you've been covering the Diddy story with Kid Cudi and all them dudes ain't lying. You burnt that man car for whatever reason. All this stuff is true, bro. We just can't keep sweeping that stuff under the rug like that because these people have a voice too. And there's a lot of people that played this game, and when they entered those doors and they saw how the real act was, they was like, nah, man, I ain't with all that. I'm just here to show my talent, get paid the right way, and I'm out the way. Now, some people got caught up in that lifestyle. Some people thrive off of having that type of power, but when they take that power away from you, what you got now? Now you're gonna run back to the people to try to vouch for you? No, it ain't true. It ain't happen that way. Now these people not vouching for you. These people ain't nowhere to be found. You know what I mean? If you look at the whole scenario, the bigger picture, some people you just can't feel sorry for, bro. You know right from wrong, what I'm saying. And you thought you was untouchable. And I don't think nobody in this world is untouchable. When they get tired of your foolishness and the heat come down on them, whoever pushing you to do it, thinking you can get away with it, you're gonna be the guinea pig. You're gonna have to be the fall partner for that. You know what I mean? That's my basic take on it. Why all these people coming out now? Because he in jail. He don't have no money to threaten them and take their career away from them by whether it be through music, opportunities in life, to expand their growth in the entertainment world. So now when you look at it from that point of view, he's one of us. And as you can see, it's not looking good for him, bro. It's just not. Not like you said, everybody not telling the truth. But now they got a reason to come out and say these things because the truth is starting to come out more and more. The more and more you break down these stories, Ticket, I ain't gonna lie to you, the more and more I just be opening my eyes like he was getting away with this type of stuff. And nobody ain't never said nothing. Because it's about the money. You be quick to sell your soul for that bag until they hurt one of your family members
Yeah,
or he
I
hurt
want to
you.
ask you about that because, like, you said that, but it does kind of go both ways too. And I'm gonna say this to you, like,
Yeah,
for
it do.
example, like people say like this, right? So, like, one side people say, well, he controlled Cassie mentally, he controlled her, he used her, all this other stuff, right? But then some people say, hey, man, look, bro, she was a grown woman. She could have walked away if she wanted to. Like, she continued with that life. She continued in that lifestyle. She continued to live in that lifestyle, to do these things in that lifestyle. So some people say she made a conscious decision to keep going. Well, here's the thing, right? Only she know in her mind, and he know where the truth lies, or what their
Yeah.
real intentions were. You know what I'm saying, bro? And it's hard sometimes to read inside people's minds to see because, like I said, like you had some of the sex workers say, hey, man, she really wanted it. She was this, she was that. But they only saw a portion of time that her with him. They didn't get to see all the other time. The same like us. So we don't really know, like I thought about it like this, bro. It's like if you at your crib and your kids acting up and you just got finished getting on a helmet, and then somebody come knock on the door, and then you tell them, all right, y'all better straighten up before they come in here. Everybody, y'all better, you better stop crying. You better straighten up right now. And then they start crying and straighten up. The people on the outside, when they come in your house, they don't see what happened before they came in your house. They see everything cool. So they think, shit, ain't nothing going on over here. Shit. Because they didn't see what happened prior to them coming in your crib. So I kind of look at it like that with the sex workers, man, because they say, oh, this, that, the third. But y'all didn't get to see the other part. See what I'm saying? And then like the same thing with the tape. People's get mad at Steve Harvey, what he said about the tape. Bro, nobody want to hear that, man. Because Steve Harvey, in my opinion, was telling the truth. Bro, you a grown man in that position with all that money. Black folk need to hold this type of shit accountable, bro. Because this is how black folk fall off. Black folk fall off by giving this dumb shit a pass. You in that position, you got all that money, and you out here beating up a girl, putting her. And like he said, if you did that on tape, what did you do to the girl off tape, bro?
Behind
that was
closed
one
doors.
tape. You was willing to do that in a hallway in a $1 billion hotel on tape. What do people think was going on off tape? So and I totally agree with Steve Harvey saying that, bro. That's diabolical work, and niggas won't be mad. But if it happened to their daughter, how would they feel?
See, I can say something about that because I had to come up around that type stuff. Not to put my business out there. There's certain things I don't talk about because it is traumatizing. But my mom and my dad was like that. That's why I don't do it. But it took my mom some strong courage to walk away from that. You know, people could be blinded by love. People could be blinded by what a person doing for them, whatever the situation is at that time, because they can't help themselves. You know, that's what I say about that with Cassidy. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not no psychic, but it was like people say it was time that she could have walked away from it, but it was times that she was looking at, I got to put up with some of this because I'm trying to get my career off the ground, and I got to keep money going for myself. Some people like that.
Stop right there. So when you said that, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because you made me think about what I wanted to really say to you. So here's what a lot of people say, and I think that this is where a great discussion deserves to be had. So people say, well, Ticket, think about this, dog. Everybody mad because they ain't getting no money. If all the people would have got money, they would have probably never even said nothing, and the shit would have still been going on. So how can you get mad at Diddy when these people was willingly in that situation, but they just wanted the money out of it in exchange? They willingly put themselves in these situations in exchange for money, and that's the definition of selling your soul. So some people says, well, how can you blame a person for? So that is an aspect of it too, where you do have people who are willing to do these things to sell their soul for fame, fortune. You understand what to be in these certain circles? So there is an aspect to that too. And like some people say, hey man, if Diddy, even with all the shit he did, if he would have never dogged out Cassie and had other chicks, or if he would have just took care of her a little bit more and this and the third, she probably would have never went and filed a lawsuit against him, whatever like that. She probably would have married that nigga. So
I know why I'm not buying that part, because like I said, it was the money that you was looking at. It was your career getting off the ground that you was looking at. Like my grandfather always told me, can't quit a job till you find something. But I ain't about to be stupid though, Grandpa. If I know this job ain't treating me right, instead of getting kicked in my behind, why would I say that and let these people keep doing that like this the only job in this world? Especially if this my God-given talent. I'm gonna move around. I don't have to accept that. Now, some people, when they think about the decisions they make, sometimes it be too late. Like, I'm gonna give you a good point. A good example, put it this way. If that tape don't come out with the hotel, because that's public, that it ain't nothing you could get around that. And you did it in your own house, how we wouldn't know what was going on if they don't bring it to the light. The reason why it got so much gravity and so much movement, because what happened in that hotel. They couldn't hide that. He can't pay the hotel people to erase this, edit this. You know, they ain't know that was gonna go down. They always making money for these hotel people, giving these type of parties. So what else be going on in these parties? Like I say, people let that money blind them. That money is power to them. But when you take it away from them and you can't use that money, now you opening the floodgates of hell to come at you. And then ain't nothing good gonna come out that situation. That's why I never try to use what I got over people's head, because the same thing you got, I can get myself. I'm just being real at this point. And I don't like Cassidy for doing that or having that type of mentality, but we dealing with a whole different generation than what we came up in, bro. You got to understand that too. This generation that we dealing with right now, boy, they'll sell their mama, everybody up the road for a little $10,000 bag here and there. It ain't real no more. Everything is about this. It ain't
Yeah, I
no
think
more
this.
morals, values, and principles. So you can sit
James,
there and get your ass whooped
I do.
behind the bag.
James, I do think it's like a two-way street. I think that people got to understand that this is the reason why you don't want to get yourself in these type of situations. Because when you get in too deep, people not gonna respect you a lot of time. They're gonna treat you like you see how Diddy did Cassie, man. It's fucked up, man. You know what I'm
But how
saying? And
many other women did that
she
to?
might not. I'm saying she might not have been expecting that at first. You know what I'm saying? She might have been thinking, okay, I'm gonna be with this nigga. My career is gonna get off. Boom, boom, boom. And then she started getting her ass beat, controlled, and then it's way too deep. But the first thought of, okay, I might fuck with him to get my career off. You being in that situation, people have to learn from this type of stuff because you have to ask yourself, what come with that? What come
First
with
of
that?
all,
What come with me? What comes with me basically giving myself to an individual? Because that's basically what she did with Diddy. She gave herself to Diddy as far as her love, everything like that, right? But she obviously wanted her career to jump off because she was
that's why
doing
she
her
did it.
music when he went over there, right? So my point is that this, I think that the initial thought, right? Because I think that women, here's what I think. I don't want to blame Cass for all this stuff, but I don't want to just say, hey, it ain't none of these people. Because some of these women, they do this stuff and they do it just for fame and fortune. That is true. They are willing to sell their souls, right? Let me give you an example. I truly believe when I look at Young Miami, bro, I don't look at no chick that I look at and I say, hey, man, yeah, man, you know what? She's solid, righteous, and everything in the mind. Look how she talk. Look how she act. Look how she conduct herself. The same thing with Cardi B. Look how she talk to people. Look how she act. Look how she conduct herself, right? And
All right,
people
stop
have
right
given
there.
hold on. People have given her 1,000% pass when she came out and admitted that she used to rob and drug men. And people gave her a pass, and they celebrate her, cheer her, and they uplift her plight because she had to go hard with it, right? But this is where the part where a lot of people ain't feeling that shit because now when it's Diddy and he's being called out for allegedly drugging people and doing all these other things, now all the heat, everybody say, oh man, he an evil person, he a bad person. But when Cardi B came out and admitted it and said this is what I had to do, everybody just flipped that shit under the rug. So that's why I said, bro, I look at it in different ways with different people because I feel like different people have different mentality. Like for example, a chick like Young Miami, I never trust her because I already know just by looking at her and look at how she moved, her whole operation. She just online the other day talking about something. Yeah, the most a nigga gave me in one night is $2.something million, $2.3 million, and was smiling about it online. It's already a prerequisite in her mind that I'm willing. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why the situations are very different
Watch
across the
this
board, in
though.
my
Check
opinion.
this out. If Diddy was gonna do that to you, and you know he had other females, he had dudes coming up in there slutting you out or whatever you want to call it. What makes you think he was taking you serious?
No,
That's
I'm
what she
saying to
was.
you. No, I'm saying no. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying to you that while it may be some women who don't want to get into that, and then they don't want to get into that extent, like of where it went, right? But it's some women, and we got to be honest, who understand, accept the mission, and is down for whatever. I see them every. Listen. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I say this, bro. I watch certain chicks out here in this industry, and they always put themselves in these certain circles. They know what's up, bro.
That's what
They
I'm
know what's up,
saying.
bro.
That's what I'm
Good.
saying right now. She knew what type of dude Diddy was. Now, whether you're trying to get your career off the ground, behind the money, whatever, get the fame, you knew this. So what makes you think you was wife material to him? When he paying dudes to come up in there and have one thing, if you my girl, I ain't sharing nothing. You know how much stuff they got out here in this world today? Once I find out you sharing and you over here, you over there, man, you can have her. I'm cutting all ties with her. when you thinking how they think, whatever they feeding you to believe this is your big old dream and it's about to come true. You gonna sit there as long as you can. You gonna sit there and suck up much as you can. You gonna get paid, but is it worth it? Is it worth for all these people to be in and out? He's sitting there watching you get hammered like that. And like for the life of me, Brian, like I said, that's selling your soul to me, man. And she got a lot of fault at this too. So that's why people mad and looking at her sideways for trying to play victim all of a sudden, saying, "Well, you stood there that long, why you ain't been moving around?" Because she
That's
was
my
a
thing.
part of it.
Hold on. So that's my thing. So that's why I said, like, some people say, a lot of people say, hey, man, you know, Cassie was strung along. Y'all got to feel bad for everything she went through.
Nah.
But, and I do, hold on. I feel bad that she got beat on like that. I feel bad that she got disrespected and violated like that. But at the same time, bro, people, you have to think about the point of when some people say, bro, she still would have married the nigga. If he would have, let's think about this. It was to the point where Diddy could have probably just beat on her every day if he wanted. As long as he kept her in respect in front of everybody and didn't have other chicks and kept her number one, she probably would have married Diddy.
So why you think she didn't?
No. Because he had other chicks. I mean, she became like on the team at that point.
Yeah, she
So
became a team player. So he
right, she became, no. She became no. I ain't no. We ain't gonna say team player. She was on the team. She probably wasn't a willing team player. See what I'm saying? Like, she was probably like, nah, I ain't finna, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. To me, if you really think about it,
because once you in a position, you thinking it's gonna be me and you, and that's what it is. But then once you find out that nigga got a team, it's like, for example, the allegations that was going on around Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson. They were saying that Meg was thinking it was her and Klay, and then she allegedly found out that Klay was like, "Nah, I want to see other chicks too." You know what I'm saying? Like, and then she went crazy.
Background. Look at Meg's background.
Right. But James, right? Hold on, but James. But I'm just giving you I'm just putting it out. I'm giving you the example of what I'm saying. So I'm saying some of the chicks, like, for example, I think you got to take it by a case basis, because some of them we see with an obvious mentality. But here's the thing. Tell me where Cassie was doing all these things before she got with Diddy. That's why I do have sympathy for that woman, because at the end of the day, bro, somebody got to show me where Cassie was doing free calls before Diddy. Show me where Cassie was getting that. Show me where she was strung out and doing drugs before Diddy.
If you go that route, we got to keep it real. It's a buck now. We got to keep it real.
No, I'm saying no, James. Here's what I'm saying. But listen, what I'm trying to say. The reason why I say that, James, bro, is because that lifestyle, it can be addictive once you get into it. So, for example, let's say she with her man. Hold on. Let's say she with her man's, right? And let's say her man say, "Yo, take this pill." Then once you start taking that pill, you get hooked. Now you addicted. Now you locked in, because now you taking this. Now you're addicted to this thing. See what I'm saying?
So let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
This one I like about this era, bro. We don't have too many strong-minded people in this era. Ain't nobody about to tell me crack is good, drugs is good, that's gonna harm you and gonna keep you down to the point where you can't have no get up about yourself. And that's why they spiking people. That's why they doing that. So you can be out your body. So you can't remember nothing. So they can take advantage of you. If that's not your MO, man, this life ain't for me. That's all I'm saying. So we can feel sorry for her. We can try to make it look like it wasn't her fault too much, but she's just as the blame as his ass to me. Because like I say, bro, there's a lot of stuff that came out in this world that was introduced to us, and we ain't fall for it. This the only era I know fall for everything. I don't care what they put out here. Whether it's new medication, new whatever.
Yeah, but, okay, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Right? So if everybody chilling, this, that, and the third, right? And you say, "Hey, yo, take this." That's your peoples. They don't even know what it is, but it's some crazy shit, and they get you addicted to it. You don't even know what you're getting on, right? You know, but they don't have the knowledge of that. But then by the time, right. That's what I'm saying though. So I'm saying your intention wasn't to get into that lifestyle, but you did because you might have experimented, which is what a lot of people have done in their life. You know what I'm saying, James? Somebody you know when they was growing up, They might not have got high all the time. They might not have been a weed head, but they might have got high one time. You know what I'm saying? Some people might have gotten to it and say, man, shit, they got addicted to it, and that was it. Game over, right? Some people may have tried it and said, nah, I ain't fucking with this shit, man. Like, or some people may have tried different drugs one time and got addicted, hooked, and then it wasn't something they wanted to do. It wasn't something that they was on. It was something that they were peer pressured into doing. That's a real factor too. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you a question. So you think by him doing what he did, that messed her up to the point where she wasn't able to shake back and look at the bigger picture?
Mentally because when you're younger,
I'm trying to be famous. I'm trying to get my music career off the ground. So I do whatever it takes to do this.
Well, yeah, mentally because you're younger, you're more influenceable.
All right, I agree with that.
Like when a woman's mind, like a woman mind change once they get older. Like let me give you an example. Like I can have some woman that's in the comments, and I know my girl Dominique, she would love this conversation. But like women in the comments, they'll even tell you, it'll be some woman in the comment section to tell you, like, once a woman get to a certain age, her mindset change. For example, when the woman was younger, she might have been a freak. She might have been on her freaky shit. She might have been on, but then when a woman get older, she might want to settle down. Her priorities change. Her mindset change. See what I'm saying? Her mentality change.
To grow.
She said, no, right. So I'm saying some people actually go into that. So you see a lot of women that's like that. A lot of women could be impressionable. You understand what I'm saying? When they're younger.
That's what I think this situation we dealing with, because she figured, look, man, I done did this so long and still ain't get me nowhere. I'm trying to evolve. So now it's time to be true to myself.
James, you went to a school, James, with a girl when she was in high school. She was a freak. And then when you saw her years later, she was like, hey, that's her? Like she more professional in a business.
I see a lot of them. Family, I ain't gonna lie, coming from New Orleans.
You're like, what?
But when she was, then you would think about her past, but I don't look at that as
right. No. But hold on. That's what I'm saying. Hold on. That's what I'm saying. But
if
in her
past, change, I'm with the change.
Hold on, James. But in her past, she might have been more influential. I mean, more able to influence because she was younger. So you know, sometimes when you're younger and your mind ain't developed, it's easier. James, you know this as a man. So when you were younger,
when he got Cassidy though. So I agree with that point. Her mind ain't registered and developed enough. So she went with the wave, she went with the move. But at the end of the day, now that she older, she see this ain't the right way to go. Right. And look how the dude that came impregnated and trying to wife her and make it seem like you know it's bigger than that. I agree with all that. But if we just talking about the times that while she was growing and developing, I agree with her for making this decision. People that don't want to change would have still been in there. And then what you'll be saying? You see what I'm saying? She willing to change. That's why I do understand what you're saying about the situation. But in the beginning and how long it lasted, from the time he started messing with her, from my understanding, she was like 17, 18, maybe 16, if I'm not mistaken, when they started dating. That girl her brain ain't registered. I wish a dude would come around my house talking about I'm 30 years old, I love your daughter. Boy, if you don't get from around here, you're gonna love that graveyard if you keep playing. Go find somebody your own age to manipulate and brainwash. That's why I don't like the music industry to this day, because that's the ones they prey on. That's the ones they pick on. The ones who brains not developed. You understand? And we can't always fault these kids like that because we don't know how their lifestyle was. We don't know how their parents was raising them and teaching them. Was their parents like that? These kids only go off what they see. So if your mama was rocking like that, dudes in and out the house, not worrying about where you at, you coming inside all times of the night, that's how you gonna roll until you bump your head and be like, hold up, man, this ain't the life for me. That's what I see with her at this point. She just outgrown it, and now she's willing to explore and do it the right way, which ain't nothing wrong with that.
Let's talk about it on like a level you might have grown up around, and that's on like a street level. For example, I'm seeing now, you can see this online now. Like the kids when they 13, 14, 15, 16, they get influenced to do certain things and make certain decisions in their life. Okay. The young men, whether it's going to get high, when you going to school and going to get high, or you start to experiment around gangs or drugs or weapons or guns and stuff like that. Right. So here's the thing, right? The leadership infrastructure that's around you, your parenting, that's important. A lot of people don't have that good solid parenting structure around them that's growing up now. So they getting raised by people that's in the streets. They getting raised by people who had to grow up fast. You see what I'm saying? So now
Yeah.
you latch on to these people, and think about this, James. So they can come get you at 15 or 14 and influence you to, yo, let's go rob this store right here and get this money, right? Your mind is being influenced at a younger age now to do all of these bad things, right? Not knowing that there's long-term consequences for these actions, right? That can affect you and affect your family in a horrific way. So when I look at the situation that we saw with the dude PNB Rock in California, that dude's father was a gangster. He was a gang member. But you sent your son, you raised your son up in that. Your son was influenced by you because you put him in that. And now you got him mixed up in a robbery murder. Because why? He at a younger age, that man was influenceable. He was more, so it's different if you're a grown man. And now I'm clear. I understand how to make my own decisions. I understand it. But for example, if you raise up your, like James, if you got a son and you raise it, you can pick two ways you want to raise your son. Yo, I want to raise you in a good way to where you don't end up going to prison. You don't end up dying. Or, man, nigga, I'm going to take you to the streets, nigga, and I'm going to show you this way right here, nigga, and this how it's going to go. A lot of these niggas, is taking their kids to the street, James, and they're leading them down that path. And guess what, James? Because they're so young, they don't understand another. Once you get influenced that way, and once you deep into it, you don't understand another way. Now you stuck.
Do I agree with it? No, because when the crack epidemic hit, it got a lot of my uncles, my father, but they were still strong-minded people. You understand? They still was
no. I'm
talking
about
to break it down to you right
I'm talking about what age. I'm saying because that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to you. So James, if
when
you got
I jumped up in the street, I was 15 years old.
Right, so, but I'm saying but did you hold on? But here's my question to you. This is what I'm saying to you. So if you have a son, right? I don't know if you have a son. If you have a son, now listen to what I'm saying to you. When your son is growing up, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, who has a more influence on him than you?
Nobody.
Okay, so here's my thing. So this is what I'm saying to you. So this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you push your son down a certain path, your son is pretty much probably going to grow up to go down the path you went down.
That's agreed. I agree with that. So this is what I'm about to tell you. My situation was totally different. Because I ain't had my first kid till I was 25, so I basically lived my life. And I thought I was ready to settle down. My second kid came when he was 10. I wasn't out here pumping these kids up, pumping these women up with no babies, because I knew what I wanted. I knew the real goal at hand. I knew this wasn't going to be the life for me eventually. I was just doing it because I had to do it at that time. You nigga what I'm saying? So I was always around it because, like I said, when the crack epidemic hit, we was already outside. But guess what the OGs and my dad and them was telling us when they was doing it? Y'all go play at the park. Y'all go up the street. Y'all go this way. We don't got that no more. Whether your dad was on it or not. These dudes today is selling to their moms and their parents.
Hold on. Listen what you
That's
just
the
said.
difference. That's the whole difference right there. We still had structure.
But listen to what you just said, though. That's dangerous, too, because if he's sending you there, he never know who's there that's leading you and guiding you there.
No, he's sending us away from it.
No, you're not hearing. No. You're not hearing. No, you're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm saying still, for example, if he's saying, yo, go to the court and play ball, he don't even know them niggas might be at the court. So he don't know who's there to influence them. It ain't always just gonna be up and up niggas at the court hooping. Them street niggas be going. Hold on, but I'm saying to you, I'm right around you. I'm saying them street niggas. So they going there too. All I'm saying is that you're influenced by, at those younger ages, the people who are the closest to you, right? And the things that they're doing. Those are the things that influence you, right? The most. Those strong leadership figures in your life, whether it be good or bad, right? So let me give you an example. So if you in Cali, right, and you grow up in a certain section, you're gonna grow up in more than likely a gang life in that section. That's more than likely what you're gonna do, because that's what they call a product of your environment, right?
I always say that.
Now check this out. Hold on. It is because a lot of the
I agree with that. I agree with that part.
Right. So what I'm saying is this. So here's what I'm saying. So it's your parents' responsibility take you out of that environment, shield you from that environment, so that you don't. So all I'm saying to you is this: when I saw Cassie's mom and her dad don't seem like he's a strong. I may be wrong, but he don't seem like he was a strong enough figure to really. He probably thought Cassie was a good girl because her dad's Filipino, if I'm not mistaken. So he probably think he's a good. And those are very quiet people, non-confrontational, very quiet. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Girl sound bad though.
Right. So no, I'm saying. So you, bro, once you jump in that water, man.
Yeah.
Like you said, once you jump off the porch, man. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you in it, bro. So here's the thing.
Reasons you got to think about that though. It's different ways you could look at it. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm serious. Like all my older cousins, like the majority of them, not everybody, they had influence on us. My uncles that was in there had influence on us. But like I say, we've been outside since 9, 10 years old, 8 years old, running around these dudes. Y'all want something from the store? Go to the store and get us this. So we won't hear the conversation. So we won't see what they're doing. If we is out there, y'all go pitch the basketball. They bought us basketball goals, had us football, got us in the park. They didn't want us doing that. It's when they started going to jail. It's when they started getting killed. And then it put on my mind like, damn, my mama working 3 jobs. She got jars in it. And she putting jars in the stove on layaway, and them bitches in that 3-4 months.
But how old did you become when you started understanding that though? How old were you?
See, at that time, I was about to make 12 or 13. So when
you really started understanding what was going on as far as the drug dealers and all this stuff around you.
No, I've been seeing that because I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to come home.
I ain't saying seen it. I ain't saying see it. I said understand it.
That's what I'm about to tell you. When I started understanding it, when I seen my uncle and them in the kitchen doing their thing, and I was like, "What y'all doing?" And it had a funny smell, and that's when he broke it down to me. He the one gave me the game. I'm talking about then.
I'm saying, but what age were you?
I was in elementary. I was in the 5th grade. No bullshit. And that's who got me into sports.
Hold on, no. I'm saying, hold on, no. Listen,
how old you was in the 5th grade?
Hold on, bro.
Whatever age you was in the 5th grade, that's when I first saw with my own eyes. When I said, "Damn, this is drugs."
I'm not saying that. I'm asking you, how old were you when you started to understand? Not when you were exposed to it. When you started really understanding all those things. Like, damn,
no, I understand it right then and there. To be honest with you, because like I say, I always was around it. Living in a project, I come from the Florida project. Everywhere you look, it got dope fiends. You got people that smoke the yak or whatever. And I was always around. I always been exposed to it, but I always had a strong mind. I'm not gonna hang over here. I'm gonna listen to what my uncle say when he run me from around here, around these dudes that's doing this type of stuff. So I played park ball. I got in a band. I did everything to stay from around that. It was when them niggas went to going to jail and getting killed. And like I say, when my mom was talking about the new jars coming out, well, I want them. I ain't gonna be able to get them. You dig? I'm gonna put them in a layaway for you. Well, by the time I get them out, they're gonna be out of style. So that's when I was like, hold up. When my mama got me a summer job at 13 and I couldn't work no more, I fell in love with getting my own money. How can I get my own money now when I can't work? Summer job over with. I was buying my own school clothes and tennis shoes in 7th grade, bruh. My mama did what she did, but I was doing that. So that would really made me say, man, let me go ahead on and test the waters. Because I'm already around it. These people walking up and down because they got the block hot. You dig what I'm saying? My uncle and them got this thing on lock. So I'm like, man, what the hell going on? Man, you let Jimmy Wobbly nephew. You whoopty-whoop cousin. Man, you get from around here. Now you can't tell me nothing. Now I'm exposed to it. The same people I see coming to my grandma's house every day, getting this stuff from my people. Man, hold up. And they spending money. I'm like, man, I might as well go ahead and test the waters. That's where the problem came in there because I'm trying to be sneaky doing it, but I had to wind up getting a burner to protect myself and wind up going to jail. What you need a gun for? We do good for you. You ain't got to do this. That's when everything hit the fan. Now it's too late. I'm stuck in my own ways. I had to learn the hard way too. That's why I'm telling these niggas, it ain't the way to go. And if you don't have the people to tell you this, you don't have the people to help push you away from this, which they did. It's just that when they went to go to jail, my uncle did 3 years on his first joke for 3 Rock. They gave him a year apiece, dog. And I got exposed to it, trying to take up the slack from him. That's all that was. And I had to learn from my own mistakes. I wasn't no follower. But if you want to say that's a follower, that's a follower. I did it because I got tired of my mama putting my stuff on layaway for 3-4 months, and it's out of style now. When I come with the new pair of John, like, John was dropping every 2-3 days, look like around them days. With the 1s, 2s, 3s, and the 4s. That's when the 1s, 2s, 3s, and the 4s was out. I was buying my own 4s. I was buying my own 3s. You feel me? And I hate to say it, but when my mama found out, she washed her hands with me, dog, at 16. I ain't raised you to be like that. So what else I supposed to do then, mama? You telling me you ain't giving me no more money. I can't work no more summer job. I already messed my life up for getting caught for a pistol at 15. I can't get no job. What you want me to do? I had to convert to that. And like I said, thank God, God saved me from a lot of stuff, bro. And I ain't had to become one of them type dudes that rat to get out, rat on my own loved ones, throw them under the bus. That wasn't the way to go for me. So I chose the band. I chose football. We were seasonal. We always were seasonal. Before I even jumped in the game, I played park ball, football, baseball, basketball. Played in the band since elementary. That was my 4 things I ran through to get from around that stuff. But when I ain't at practice, when I ain't at band practice, football practice, and I go around the hood, I'm around this stuff every day. So it can be like, man, you getting caught up around here. Don't get caught up in this stuff. You watching the dudes with the Bally's and the Gucci's and all this, and you want this. You watching the dudes that's able to buy the Penny Hardaways, the Patrick Ewings, the Charles Barkleys. My mama got to put my shit in the layaway. So I thought I was helping my mom out by doing what I was doing, not knowing it was hurting her, tearing her down, because she didn't raise me that way. And even though I still got it, I ain't get it when I wanted it. It wasn't about what I wanted. Because I seen my mama work 3 jobs, dog, and that shit hurt it, dog. That shit hurt it. So I just try to do anything so my mama wouldn't have to worry about keeping me up with the fashion and the Joneses. Which that wasn't the real thing, because back then it was about family back then. It was about being oriented for as Miss Viola gonna tell your mom if she see you out here throwing rocks, busting people's window. What if you put somebody's eye out? We had that kind of structure. Today they don't have that at all. And they sending these little dudes on crash dummy missions, and then they don't have no remorse.
James, how many of these young cats you seeing like just throw it all away early in their life, bro?
What? I seen a lot. Marlo, Mike. I ain't been no crash dummy for nobody. I can name 1,000 of where I'm from. You dig? But see, when that pressure get on and they get in that courthouse, now they taking 30 niggas down with them. Nigga, you got caught. That's the only thing I was scared of. You ratting on me. Because where I'm from, snitches don't live too long, bruh. They just don't live. So before I become one of y'all, I'ma just leave this stuff alone. Before I have to punish one of y'all, I'ma get up out y'all way. And I'ma just go get me a job. Because don't get it twisted at all, bruh. Because my mama raised me right. My grandfather had me in church. Don't get it twisted. You know, a dude snuck me on a church property because his girlfriend wanted me. I'm just being honest. The dude hit me so hard, and I was 15 when that happened. The dude punched me so hard, put a hole in my fucking mouth, dog. And every time I try to drink something, that bitch pouring out the side of my little coal right there. My grandpa ain't want me to defend myself. Talking about put it in the Lord's hand. Man, is you crazy? The Lord gonna fight your battles. Man, the Lord gotta sit this one out, partner. Every time I went to Bible study on Wednesdays, I'm sneaking it all in the trip. Man, I don't give a fuck about no nigga. They just bust me in my shit. You talking about the Lord. Why the Lord ain't stopping me from punching me then? Like certain things you just gotta understand, dog. People don't have no other way of defending themselves. So, like I said, I do understand Cassidy, but sometimes you put yourself in situations when you know it ain't the way you're supposed to be rocking. When you see that, just back up out it. Fuck the money. Fuck the fame.
What's your thoughts on Diddy's role, man?
Diddy down bad, dog, because he brainwashed a lot of people. And he manipulated people with his money. And that's what I'm saying. I came up around niggas with money. You dig? Hey, that money never moved me. If I wanted anything, my uncle was like, man, you know what? I'm going to tell you this story right now. And this before I had really got off into the game. But they knew what I was doing because he saw me in Saks on Canal Street. It was Easter. And I wasn't up but 16. I go to Saks on Canal Street. Anybody knew about Saks? They had the Gucci and they had the Ballad store. They had the Animals, the Mirages, and the Marinas. Everybody was on the red Animals, the green Animals. So I go up in there. I'm thinking out, I'm making a little money. Right? Yeah, I'm making a little money. So I walk in a Ballad store. Everything in there, motherfucker, 200, 300. So the low top animals that I got was the red ones. So I'm walking there. The man said it's 265 plus tax. Shit, I only got 250. I'm trying to get the nigga to give me the. He like, nah, me and my brother in there. You dig? He like, nah, man, we ain't gonna be able to do it. So I was like, damn. So I at first, dog, I was about to go back to the block. I said I'll be back because the dance ain't till Sunday on Easter, so I'll be back Saturday. And it was like on a Thursday. I'll never forget this. Bro, I walk in the store. As I'm walking out, my uncles and them walking in with their clique. You dig? They getting money. So my uncle like, what you doing here? Your mama know you spending this type of money. I know your grandparents don't know. I'm like, man, won't you? I say, dog. I say, I'm in here with them. He said, nah, man, I can see it on your face. How much you short? That's just what he said. That nigga knew. He said, man, how much you short? That boy popped me off a whole 100. Boy, I was smiling like I turned right back around. Man, give me them red bananas, man. Y'all tripping. Man, I want these. I need these. Everybody know what was going on around that time. So I wound up copping them things, go to the dance. Man, I had them bitches 3 weeks, dog. 16 years old nigga ride me. Now, mind you, I just got out of jail for a pistol charge. I done messed up my juvenile shit, so I can't. I'm still strapped because I'm hustling. I got to, but I'm like, man, I'm about to throw my whole life away trying to be down, trying to show. So I changed everything up. I went to doing it a different way. And at the end of the day, that story right there that I'm telling y'all, it just hit different. And that's when I went to opening my eyes. Everybody ain't your friend. You can't. My grandpa Ben told me this. Man, stop bringing all them kids in my house talking about that's your friend and you just met him. What is mama name? He asking me questions that I can't answer. And I'm thinking they just hating on want me to have friends, but that's a man though, showing you how it's supposed to be. But I ain't want to listen. I had to keep bumping my head. And guess what? He told me this. He said, when you go to jail, don't call my phone. And guess what? I went to jail. I couldn't call none of them niggas that he told me I'm bringing in his house who had me out there being a follower. That's why I had to call my grandpa. And the bond wasn't number $500, but I couldn't let them know I had $500 because I ain't supposed to be having no money. I'm in school. How am I gonna pay my own bond? And I'm talking about, man, I'm living with my grandpa. I'm like, hold up. If I pay that, they gonna know I'm doing something. So I played it off. And then my grandpa made me cut grass, wash cars. I'm talking about clean the house for my grandma, Windex all the glass tables, even must the outside windows, just to pay that $500 back. And that's how I learned. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. But then I still was, right. I felt myself being a follower. So I just went got me a job, man, for real. And I ain't gonna lie, I hustled for a long time after that. Don't get it twisted, but I just went to moving different. I ain't needing no click to verify me like all these dudes in the day. It's a gang, Trey 4K and all that. No, I was by myself. I ain't needing no click to certify my stamp. And that's why a lot of OGs took a liking to me. He's like, man, I like the way you move. I like the way you do that. Now, I ain't gonna tell you it's right, but just keep doing the way you're doing. You're gonna survive, young brother. And it's not a lot of people that survived in the streets that's doing it that way. Unless you, like I said, you gotta be certified by having 30 niggas around you and doing all this other crazy stuff. But that's how I feel about Diddy. Diddy had the money to manipulate a lot of people. You got all these people around you. You don't think nobody was gonna rag, boy? Come on, let's keep it real. I don't care how much you paying a nigga. When the people come at them and they talking about 30, 40 years in the feds, your name is coming up. I don't give a damn what you talking about. I done seen it too much in the streets, bro. I done seen it too much. My cousin them got popped, and another nigga got them popped. They wound up beating the charge because it wasn't their house. But you don't need no click, man. That's why people won't do that and be on Front Street knowing it's illegal. Same thing with Diddy. You know it's illegal. But you throwing all these parties. You drugging all these people. And you don't think now one person gonna say nothing?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. All right, that's how y'all say it on the world. And you don't think nobody gonna say nothing? What you need all these bottles of baby oil for? Ain't that much fucking in the world, my nigga. So something got to be going down strange for a piece of change around this thing. So, like I say, people be quick to sell their soul, but when the shit hit the fan, now everybody will act like they righteous. Well, I ain't know all that was going on. Yes, you did. You was getting paid to keep your mouth closed. That's all it was. So you got caught up in it, and now all of a sudden you won't rat. That's why I don't play these games with these niggas out here at all, man. I got a family, and I ain't about to let you take me away from my kids and my family because you got caught up. You knew the consequences before you even did this. You knew about all the free calls. You knew about every situation. Same thing. Bro, keep it deep. Come on, dog. You got to be a fool to be on a jailhouse phone on everything is recorded. That just come on, bro. I knew that. I knew that. You did that, son? Man, Dad, you tripping. I ain't did nothing. I ain't had that. My dad used to drill me like boy. They already told me what happened. Well, what you asking me for? And you know I'm in this place trying to get up out here. Every time I come home, man, they say you did it. Man, I don't care what they say. They got to prove that in the court, man. You tripping. Don't be listening to what nobody's saying out here. And first of all, don't put yourself in that situation for a nigga to say it on you. That's my whole take on the whole situation, bro. And it's a lot of stuff. And when you build around church people, bro, they have you thinking one track mind. Just like if you build around street niggas, they're gonna have you thinking one track mind. You feel what I'm saying? And I've seen both sides of it. But only one side gonna keep you safe. You know what I mean? That street side ain't gonna keep you safe. It's every man for themselves in reality. You know, but you think that's your brother, man, that's my people. We try to go buy my little partner out. I told this dude, I said, say, bro, listen, don't go down there with that stuff, bro. You know down there hot. You know what this nigga did? He went down there anyway. He had it in a matchbox. That's how far back I'm telling you. They was planning with the matchbox. The police seen him flick the matchbox and everything. My brother had the pistol on him. He ran. He bigger than all us. This so happened I wasn't with them because we went to go mess with some chicks uptown in the 17th. So we met them at the little pool party or whatever. So we go mess with the little chicks uptown, and I was supposed to stay back. And I'd have been with them walking to the store, but me knowing already, because my older people was already dealing, I told him, man, leave that stuff, man. Don't go down there with that. Man, I might catch a sale. Man, all money ain't good money. That was my only slogan when I jumped in the game. Don't bring nobody to me. I don't care how they look. I don't care how much money they spending. All money ain't good money. This nigga went down there and got caught up. So we go to the jailhouse, the bail bombing and everything. The court, when he had court, magistrate court that night to try to bind him out, you know what his mama said? No, because y'all the ones influenced him to do that. Hold up, Miss Pam, there ain't no y'all. He got his own mind. I ain't put no gun to his head and make him do that. And that's why I don't push people to do that, bro. Because when I looked at my best friend mama tell us that, bro, that hurted me to my heart. Because how would you think I got somebody out here doing anything for me when I almost be around here? My grandparents just stay around here. But the whole neighborhood know what you're doing, so they gonna think, oh, cause he hang with him, y'all in it, y'all doing it. My brother sold crack, I sold weed. They ain't had nothing to do with me. And then I jumped on the crack side. I was selling weed. I ain't never sold no crack. I started off with the weed. So at the end of the day, it just levels to this, bro. And then I looked at Miss Pam like a mom too. My grandma knew her. She knew my grandma. Everybody, mama knew each other. Like I said, it was a real village. But then when that happened, that opened my eyes again to, man, this shit ain't lawyer, man. And I don't want nobody family to think I'm the one that got them doing this. Because everybody got their own mind at the end of the day. And we was there for my dog, you feel me? But his mom ain't want us to get him out that way. So he had to take 5 years paper, drug tests, hair samples, all kind of shit that went down. But he got his life back. And guess what? He owned 2-3 houses. I'm probably the only nigga, to be honest with you, that survived the shit and ain't got nothing to show for it. Because I was taking care of a lot of people. If I'm hustling in your house, I know I'm taking food out your kid's mouth. Guess who got to put that food back in there? You done sold your stamps to me. I got to put that back in there when I make this money. That's the type of dude I was, to be honest with you. Right, raising my left hand to God. You dig? And I'm telling you, bro, I never looked at me using nobody just for my personal use.
Right.
Because I always looked at that shit different. If I'm taking food out this, and your kid looking up to me, calling me onk and stuff, but they in there starving, ain't got no meat and bread or nothing. You done gave me your light bill money because you addicted to this stuff. I'm looking at the money buying Tim Hardaway's, Dallas, and this and that. Now you coming to me, man, the lights off. Man, I come over there to hustle. What you doing with your lights off? Hey, man, take this $300-400, go pay the light bill. Nigga don't see that, though. And they went, well, you all this hustling. Where your money going at? You don't want to know. Because if I tell you, you won't believe me anyway.
This is the last question I want to ask you before we get out of here on this segment. Do you think there should be a time frame on, for example, if something bad happened to, let's just say, your daughter or your son, do you think it should be a time frame on when they should be able to report it or talk about it, like, or you think that
No. because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm going through that with one of my little nephews right now, bro. A nigga foul play my little nephew, dog, on some real nigga shit. And this shit happened 10, 15 years ago. Now my little nephew old enough to talk about it because he said the dude was threatening him. So I'm not, you know me, bro. I try to be straight up as possible. Man, why you ain't been saying nothing? Because the dude said he was gonna do this and do that. Boy, is you crazy? Is you fucking crazy? Don't ever do that again, bruh. Because you got family out here. Whatever they do you, guess what? It's different ways to get around shit, dog. But my little nephew held that shit in for over 10 years, bruh. And they just picking the dude up on the charge. And I put this on everything, dog. My sister called me and said, man, you know, would touch your little nephew. What? I had him doing what? Now I won't go back home. I put that on everything. But she know we got everything under control here. Man, I don't give a damn about that when it comes to family, dog, because that's how I was raised. And my daddy gone, my grandpa gone, my grandfather gone. I'm the fucking father figure to my 5 sisters. And anything they need, I'm going to be there for them. Don't call me for no bullshit, though. Because guess what? If they're in the right, yeah, I take that. I'm taking that on the chin, my nigga. And I'm telling you I am. From the heart. For what he did my little nephew, how he violated my little nephew, boy, you lucky the feds picked you up. You better be lucky. They just telling me about this shit. Man, I'm 48 years old, dog. And you telling me my little nephew just turned 17, 18 and this shit just coming out? So how long this shit been going on? Same situation with Cassidy till we seen the video. Nobody wasn't true about it. Nobody, until you see the video, dog, you notice they put my little nephew on a lie detector test. And they found out he wasn't lying on some real nigga shit. And they went pick that man up. Because my sister said that, put him on a lie detector test. I'm giving you the option to do that. And this happened 10, almost 12 years ago. They picked him up the first time when she told me. It was like last year sometime. I slid down there on some real nigga shit. Not on no dumb shit. And coming to find out, it was my cousin go with his mama. So you my cousin on my daddy's side, but you helping her for your old lady's side. Like, well, how that work? How that fucking go? And you want me to fuck with my family like that? Why you think I'm still in Houston? Your own family will fuck over you, dog. For real, for real. That's my blood. You my blood, but you taking the ops, knowing he fucked over your little cousin like that? My nephew? But you won't fault me for the shit. For snapping and feeling the way I'm feeling. Man, miss me with the bullshit, boy. I come out of retirement right now behind shit like that. You dig? I ain't about to fabricate nothing. You dig? When you violate my little nephew, niggas only 2 places I'm gonna put your fucking there. And you better hold one of them.
Hey man,
James, no, I'm saying though, chill at a graveyard. I don't nobody better do that to no kid.
James.
Hey, man, that's why I ain't been on YouTube, though. That's why I haven't been on YouTube.
Hey, bro, I feel what you saying, bro.
People like, man, why you ain't doing no video? But I got real life shit going on out here.
I feel what you saying.
Man, fuck a video right now, boy.
Hey, man, we gonna get back to y'all, man. This is all I can do right now for this segment. But we'll be back in a different segment later on. So hopefully y'all smash the like button, share the video, like the video. Let me know what y'all think. All right, James.
All right, big dog.
You a damn fool, boy.
Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula. The links to that will be in the description box below this video. Check out our next video coming up right now.